Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. Um, I am back to the Summer of Whips. Granted, I've been in the Summer of Whips the whole summer, but we're working on things. I'm still working on this fucking pride top that just never ends. It never ends. Oh, yeah. Worst problems to have, I know. And I did just post a video maybe like an hour ago on both my main channel, which is what you're watching me on now, and on my other channel, my second channel, Ian is Weird, uh, where I talk about why my channel name is Ian is a Weirdo, if you're interested, if you care at all. So that's available. Other videos are available if you're interested. So I am working on the back of my pride top, and I don't know why it's taking so freaking long. For some reason, well, I know I'm slow when it comes to crochet. Welcome in. I know that I'm not fast at crochet, but I don't know why this is taking like extra long. I don't like making garments because one, it's just like if I make something for myself, they always look like tremendously huge and they fit well. And I'm like, uh, not not my intention. So that's awesome. Um, and yeah, so it's just taking so long, and I feel like I work on this. I mean, granted, a lot of the times I just work on this on like during like my group therapy um and during lives, but I just feel like I'm not making as much progress as I'd like, and it's pretty annoying, but you know, if I keep going just a little bit at a time, eventually it's got to be done, right? Please, someone tell me that that's correct. So yeah, I'm working on the pride top, hoping to just make progress on that, get it done eventually, maybe by like, you know, 2 prides from now. Um, and so I can actually wear it. That would be cool to make something and wear it that is a wearable. Um, and yeah, so let's see. I have my puppy and my kitty here, and they're just chilling out. Oh my gosh, I took a picture, and it is honestly the cutest. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I know I can find it, but let me see if I can make it easily visible to you all, because sometimes showing stuff on my phone is a little difficult. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell. So my dog is black. The inside of his bed is black. So he's like, he loves to curl like a little baby. And um, so he's curled up and his eyes are like, what are you gonna pet me? Or like, am I in trouble? Like, oh. And so behind it is a plaid. It's like a little box that has a hole in it and like a little cushion. And you can either have it as like a cat cave, tiny dog cave, or you can collapse it and make a pet bed out of it. My cat is a little large and in charge, but like, I don't know if you can see, but like, he's asleep and his just like little back legs are just dangling out. Oh my god, it's so cute. Ooh, Alt Nuts responded to me. That's awesome. So I watched the Alt video where they went to the Hirschner's brick and mortar store. And so let me and I'm trying to figure out what state it's in because I don't remember. I'm like, why isn't there one right here next to me? Okay, so it's in Wisconsin. That's WI, right? So, Kayla of Altnuts is really good about doing, hey, happy 4th of July, Lydia. I hope you are having a good day. And it's relaxing and fun and filled with things that make you happy. I'm keeping it pretty low key. Unfortunately, Mel still likely has COVID, so that's not fun for anybody. I know she feels like hot garbage. But I do have the babies who don't have COVID because they're animals. Animals can't get COVID apparently. So making sure to disinfect a lot of things. Most of you know that Mel is chronically ill, and part of her illness is she's immunocompromised, and so a virus like this can take her down pretty hard, and it lasts a really long time, unfortunately. So while her parents both had it and are feeling better now, she's still unfortunately feeling like poo-poo. So send Mel your best wishes if you would like to. I'm sure she would appreciate it, even though she will probably never know about it, because hopefully she will start to feel better soon. I know that nobody likes being sick. Nobody likes being sick. No one likes being in pain. No one likes feeling feverish. It's not fun for anyone. So I'm sorry. Hopefully you can find something to do. Like crochet or knit that that you can do without pain, because doing things without pain is very very nice to do. So here I have a knot in my yarn. So because this is a cotton blend, I don't really like to make knots, but it's the back and it's mesh. I was gonna like sew in the ends, but I actually just don't think I care as much because it's the back. Thank you, I really appreciate that, and I know she appreciates that too, Lydia. I'm gonna redo this knot and make a little badging knot or whatever it's called, invisible knot. One time I was dyeing a hank of yarn, and it was like my lace weight mercerized cotton. Oh, I love this song. Higher Love, Whitney Houston. Good shit. So, but I was working on it, and honestly, the yarn had so many knots in it, like in let's see, with the mercerized cotton I do I do no, I do 1,000 meters. And so with that, so in 1,000 meters, I probably had 5 knots. And I was like, I feel so awful. Like, I hated that, but it was just kind of the reality of what I got. So it was what I had to give. Knitting, making dish rags, very nice. I was talking earlier, I was watching Alt Knots, and uh, they've just got some, uh, what is it? It's basically like dishy yarn from Hirschner's, and they said that that was their favorite dish yarn. Um, and uh, uh, they talked about using it on a knitting machine, and I was like, wow, I actually never thought about using like dish and like scrubby yarn onto my knitting machine, because I have that stitch, that yarn that we talked about that one time, Lydia, that Lion brand that's like chain spun and it's plastic. You know what I'm talking about? It's like stitch, soak, and scrub. Stitch, soak, scrub. But I was like, ooh, I wonder if that would go on my knitting machine, because then I could just make something very quickly and wouldn't have to worry about my cat eating it, because my cat likes to eat that yarn. So I could actually use it, because I can't currently use it, because if I try to sit and make anything with it, he's like, I must eat it, because my cat is also mentally ill. Let me get some like little fabric tack. Oh, hi Jelly. Hi Jelly baby. You hanging out with me? He's like, oh, now that you paid any attention to me, I'm not good with it. Do I need to poke a hole in it or cut it? Oh no, I think it's dried up. Come on. I hate when you have glue and it like does that. But so I'm gonna try some like doing some washcloths and like dish scrubbies, and see if my knitting machine will be able to handle that kind of joy. Okay, so I don't understand how it dried up into the nozzle if the nozzle's not open. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Should I try to poke it first, or should I try to... Let's see, do I have any thumbtacks or something? Actually, I know what they are. Hey, babe. Yeah, back. So what color dish rag are you making? Are you doing like multicolor? What are you planning on doing, Lydia? So I just used a thumbtack to open up this glue. And I'm just using this to secure my knot a little bit, because I'm really just like, I just don't want any more possibilities of like things coming undone. I'm tired of that the life of always wondering. Hey Crystal, thank you for letting yourself be known. It's always great to see you. If I had to guess what you're doing while you're lurking, it's probably doing some amazing things with wool and making roving yarn, because you're incredible at it. And every single video you do makes me want to go out and buy literally all of the wool, and like, and oh my gosh. Like, I don't really have any desire to dye my own wool. Like, dyeing cotton is its own process, and I'm like not seeking. Um, I just don't have like the artistic creativity of like dyeing like original cool colors. But oh my gosh, if you have not seen Crystal's videos of her making literally some of the most beautiful roving, I will compliment you, Crystal, and you will take it. You will like it. You might not like it, but I will do it. But Crystal, and Crystal does a lot of shorts if you have really short attention span, like myself. But full videos as well. And she does a lot of great tutorials and just how she does cool things. She's a wealth of knowledge, and I use that wealth of knowledge as often as I can because I'm always like, Crystal, what do I do? And she knows everything. So, okay, this glue is like, fuck off. This glue is like, has a personal vendetta against me, and I feel like Pride Month just ended, so it still feels like slightly homophobic, but whatever. I just want to like apply like a little dab of glue onto the knot so it'll kind of stay. Now this is tacky glue. It's, for me, I found this pretty similar to fabric tack because I didn't have any fabric tack. Crystal is awesome. You are right. I know nothing. You are not Jon Snow, and you know a lot. So just accept that you're better than all of us, and we know it. I'll take the spotlight off of you. I know you're not a braggart, but I will brag on you as much as I can because it's deserved. It's deserved. Okay, now where the fuck did I put my pen? Okay. Me today. Yeah. Okay. Let's open up this hole a little bit. Like, it might have something to do with the viscosity of this glue. You might need a bigger hole. Why are you being like this? Thank you. Take it back. Never. Okay, we're just gonna cut the tip. I don't like to open it this much, but okay. Well, it just came off like really in a really weird fashion. Just kind of like half snap, half cut. So it's like made me a little nervous, but okie dokie. Okay, just dab a little glue on my magic knot. I think that this knot is actually bigger than the knot that was in the yarn originally, but I'm working on imposter syndrome, verbally abusing them. Dealing with imposter syndrome is a very real, very difficult thing, because I think it's just that feeling of never feeling like you belong. But not only do you belong, but you are part of the family here. So, um, and you're very knowledgeable and you're very good at what you do. And as for abusive parents, so Lydia, still working on the back panel of my Pride top. I don't. The thing is, it's like I'm not always working on it, but it's just so slow going. And then, I don't know. I hate making garments because they always look huge, like crazy huge, when you make them or when I make them. And then then they fit me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I like the size of a building? Like, literally, when I was working on the front of this, someone was like, wow, I really love your blanket. I was making the front of a fucking shirt. Like, I was like, um, but I mean, they didn't mean any harm by it, and they were being complimentary, but it still was like, oh god. The front half of my body is the size of a blanket. So I threw myself the tiniest little pity party. No one noticed at all. But it's just like whenever you make wearables, because they're absolutely flat, it's just like they just don't. It's hard to. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so disheartening. Like, you're like, am I this ginormous? Should I just cut my body in half and make two people because apparently there's enough to go around? So yeah, so this is the front of the shirt, which is done. So this was done, so the black is Bernat Softy Cotton in the black color, and it's a filet crochet pattern. I got the pattern off of Etsy. And then these are the Trans Pride colors, and this is um, uh, with Lion Brand ice cream yarn. So I really am happy with how this turned out. The teeth were so freaking hard to do. But yeah, I was working on this and someone was like, nice blanket. And I was like, yeah. But she didn't mean anything by it. It just, it, yeah. So still trying to scrub my brain from that. Um, but yeah, so I'm making the back of the shirt and it's just taking a really, really, really long time. And I'm working on a lot of things because I'm doing the summer of whips and I want to cut down my whips so much. I'm just working on a lot of different things at the same time. And so it's like I'm making a little bit of progress at everything. Um, uh, So also, I did add to my whips. So I don't know if you all saw it. I posted on this channel, and I also posted um, on my second channel where I want to try something where and I'm calling it like Stitch of the Month. So I introduced a stitch, which some of you might know, some of you might not. So I did an extended single crochet. I posted a video on how to do it. So like a quick tutorial on how to do an extended single crochet. And then I was just like, make anything you want with this stitch. And I think it might be fun to really see like the applications of how people use the stitch differently. If you all want to make something, whether it's a dish rag, whether it is a hat, because you can work it in the round, whether it's a tapestry, anything like that, I would be so interested in seeing what other people make because for me, like they're so like I really wanted to highlight stitches that I thought were really beautiful. And just like maybe just don't get enough shine, or maybe they're just included, but people don't really know what it is. Um, that's a great suggestion, Crystal. Um, and hopefully that would be a helpful solution. Um, Uh, but yeah, so, and also I understand that if certain things that you might make with that stitch, you might need to adjust certain things, like maybe you have to do like extended single crochet together, like two together, or something like that. So like maybe that's not like the only stitch that you do some other stitches, but the highlight is the stitch of the month. And then at the end of July, we will come together. And if you want to come up and show what you did, you can. You can send me a picture via Army of Weirdos. You can. You can email me, or you can just not show it if you don't really like showing your work, which is totally fine. Or you can describe what you did. I just want to see the different applications of certain stitches because I think that, you know, like, just be cool. So, and some of the stitches will be easier. The extended single crochet is quite easy, but it can be a little foreign feeling, a little bit hard to get into the habit of doing if you're used to doing like singles and doubles. So I thought that that might be a good like first stitch of the month, and then we'll see how it goes. It might be a little bit of a failure for a little while, but we'll see. And then I think I already know what stitch I'm gonna do for my next one. And I'm really excited about it because it's a really fun stitch. It's a little bit of a yarn eater, but but it's a stitch that I have done for one of my projects in the past that I was like it like, I felt like when I did it, it kind of like changed my life a little bit, because it really was so different from things that I had done. So I can't wait to share that stitch with you all, assuming that that's the stitch that I do next month. And I would love to see if anyone, the first crochet item you ever sold for commission was made using the extended single crochet. It's a great stitch. It really is a great stitch. I love the texture of it. And what inspired me to use it as my first stitch is I was watching Kelly's Crochet Adventures. And Kelly is great. She's just great, like through and through. And she's working on a graph again. And instead of doing single crochet, she decided to do an extended single crochet. And the look was so beautiful. I just love the texture, the look, just everything about the extended single crochet. And I feel like it's a little bit underutilized, just because it's, maybe easier to do a single crochet. Lime green yarn, now I can make a Grinch doll. Ooh, very nice. And I love lime green yarn. Crystal knows that. Um, and yeah. Now I'm like thinking of lime green because I love lime green. Can you tell? Literally have my ergonomic pillow here. I'm like, I love lime green. My pillow is lime green. Ugh. So I thought that would be something good, something beginner friendly, for people who are still getting used to. Yes, thank you very much, Crystal, for posting that. Definitely want to give Kelly her credit. Kelly was so important in the foundation of me as a crocheter, getting into crochet and learning about like different hooks. Like, I didn't even know there were different hooks. I just knew that I had a hook. Slime green as alt sizes. Exactly. I'm obsessed with lime slime green. It's my favorite. I like it a lot. Like anything with ergonomics, it can be a little, um, it's always a little tricky to get used to. It also depends on how you sit. Um, like for me, if I'm just sitting on I have like really tiny, little skinny legs. All my weight is up top. And so if I'm crocheting and I'm at like watching TV, my posture still wouldn't be great if I used the pillow. But if I sat like crisscross applesauce, then it would raise it up just enough that it would be perfect. So it's kind of like finding what works for you. I think it's really nice. I do like it. Once when I first opened it, I felt like the filling was a little lumpy. Oh, such a sweet soul, absolutely. Um, but I I think it's nice. It is a pricier thing. I know Nightbot has a coupon code that I got from like a random wool store online, so it's not mine. I don't get anything from it. I will say that it's definitely higher quality than like a boppy pillow, or like just like a cotton pillow that's like C-shaped. It's also great for accommodating like larger body sizes. It can really go very nicely. Yeah, exactly. Bending of the neck. And so this kind of pulls it up. If I'm sitting at a desk, I like to pull it up over the desk, kind of like you might do to like your fupa, like flop it on a desk or counter or something. Um, and I even have my green hook. I don't have the lime green. I have the pesto green, but this hook is this one is very weird, and I don't like it. Okay. So I do like it. It's also nice because it's like suede. Or not suede, sorry. It's microfiber. So it's very easy to clean. case is removable, so you can wash it. Almost the first day I had it, I spilled hot sauce on it because if you know me, I put hot sauce on everything because it's me. Um, but like got hot sauce on it, came out super easily. Hot sauce is not necessarily the easiest thing to get out of something. And I was like, oh no, it's bright green. And then I spilled orange hot sauce on it, and it's not even a problem. Um, so that is a really nice feature. It's like nice quality, fits bigger bodies. It also has these snaps in the back. And first I was like, why? Like, who is, I mean, I guess some people are this small, but I'm not surprised. And so it's got these snaps in the back, and the reason for it is so you can travel easier with it. So like if I have like a bunch of yarn, or I'm like carrying like a bucket with like my yarn project in it, I don't have to get my hands like, there's a lot of nice features about it. I don't think it's the most necessary crochet item I've ever used, but it is nice, and I am glad I have it. So I hope that answers your question. But in a chair and at a desk like this, I tuck in the sides of the pillow under the armrest of the chair, and then I put the front of the pillow um, over the desk. And I do feel a difference in posture. It definitely is really cool. And I had just heard so many things, and really, the person that a lot of people were talking about it, and a lot of people who had tried a lot of different things, and I go to for reliable reviews. But believe, I shouldn't say believe it or not. It's very predictable at this point. But the ultimate person, who I bought it that night, I was on one of Kelly's lives, and I said, "Hey Kelly, have you heard of the Volare pillow? Do you think it's worth the money?" And she's like, "I'm using one right now. I love it." And boom, sold it. Even though other people had said good things, like Kelly is like such a no nonsense. Like Kelly would not say tennis elbow. Oh my gosh, the elbow, like, oh, it's the elbow is probably the biggest impact, if I'm being honest. Like the wrist impact is really nice because like I do experience such less wrist pain. And I have tendonitis in my wrists, so it makes a big difference. But like having cushion for your elbows is incredible. Now, when you get it out of the package, just like with pretty much anything with polyfill or stuffing in it, the polyfill is not evenly distributed, so you're kind of like, this is not great. But you can fluff it up. You can redisperse the stuffing, and once it settles in, it's fluffier and nicer than when you grab it out of the box. Okay, Lydia. I will allow it. That would be nice. So I was looking at materials for like what it would be like to sew it. And so one of the things that like when I was gonna sew one is like I was looking at the materials, and also like they talk about comparing a boppy pillow to the Volare, and they're like the boppy inspired the Volare, but there's a lot of they did a lot of research and development. Ooh, a cat couch. Do you have a pattern? Because I believe it's Hobie that has a free cat couch pattern that's very cute that I can send you. Um, so if you don't have a pattern, let me know. uh, so I've been wanting to make a cat couch, but I just know the minute that I make it, my dog's gonna commandeer it and just squish the hell out of it, and I'm never gonna get the dog hair out of it. So I've just been delaying that. Also, I want to do some fun stuff for my cat, because I just feel like we don't have a lot of space in our Yeah, but I will take all of them. All of what? Oh, cat. Yeah, patterns. Okay, let me find that pattern for you. It's super cute, and they also put a little granny squares like throw over it. Okay, I'm not. I wonder if this. It looks slightly different than I remember, so I wonder if I'm hallucinating. Or I know that they use the like the neon pastel thing to make the throw, but I feel like the one I remember looked like a little different. They also, this is totally different, but they do have a cat submarine cat cave, which I have been wanting to do so bad, but it's a little bit like extra. It's not everyone's thing, but who cares? Uh, just sharing that just for the fucking hell of it. Okay, let's see. That first one might be the one that I remember. It's just like a different picture. Okay, I think the Hobie one the is the one that I have. Oh my gosh, this is freaking cute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I want a couch. But anyways, okay, so yarn inspirations. It might have been yarn inspirations that I'm thinking of. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of yarn inspirations because I know that I have a somewhere I have seen. Um, but Hobie does often release a bunch of really cute patterns that are free. Not all of them are free, as we all know. Because I believe it was with Red Heart Super Saver, and Yarn Inspirations does do. Okay, so it was the Yarn Inspirations one that has the same, has that light, was it retro? Oh, I love the little curly bottom. That's so cute. The ruffles at the bottom. Okay, I'm just spamming the shit out of that. I know. Yeah, the little submarine cat. Oh my goodness. Ah! So I want to make something special for my little kitten. Little kitten, come here. Come hither. So we don't have a lot of space for this little doofus. Sorry about hitting the table. So this is JL, and he's a sweet baby, except he's not. He's also a big old chunk, but that's hereditary. We have big bones here. We don't have a lot of space, so it's like, well, like I couldn't do like, and it's like I can't buy like cat towers and stuff like that. There's just not really any room for that kind of thing. But I want him to be like intellectually, mentally stimulated and like have like toys he can play with and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to find some stuff that he will get excited about. And so last year, I think when I did, oh wait, was it last year or the year before? Yeah. Um, I did a graveyard, and I think it was like one of the years where I had to like pull like keywords out. I meow at cats. I have issues. I meow. I talk to cats. We have a kindred connection. It's, you know, no judgment, no judgment. Once the camera's off, even sometimes when the camera's on, I'm like, I talk to him like he is the little fat baby that he is. But anyways, so I made a cat graveyard, not a graveyard for cats, but I did like grass, and then I put little pieces of Velcro, and then I made little headstones, gravestones, grave markers. I don't know, they all seem the same to me. And I made them, and I stuffed them, and I filled them with polyfill and catnip. And he loves that toy. He loves it so much. And the headstones I just freehanded. Super easy. And then I used a loop stitch to make the grass. And he loves that toy. So I want to try to think of some other ways that I can, like a cat coffin. Ooh, that would be a cool bed. We have so many beds now. On my most recent shopping trip, I saw this bed and I was like, I can't not get it for him because he's a little prince. I don't really care about the color, but like, it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. He's a little prince. He's the Prince of Persia. I didn't think of that, Melted. Um, but so that's under my desk because he likes to cuddle up under there. So I'm trying to think of some like interactive toys because it's, you know, cats tend to be very, very sedentary. We don't really have the architectural freedom to put like things up on the walls that would allow him, like a cat superhighway, as Jackson Galaxy of My Cat from Hell would say. I saw a cat bed earlier that was just a large cocoon. Oh my gosh, like a baby cocoon, or like a native what, like a papoose? Is that what the word is? I don't know. Where they have the babies in the baskets on their back, and there's a whole like dance ritual about like helping the baby sleep. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Am I losing my mind? A cat burrito house? Oh my gosh. I'm the worst for focus. I just, because like I've crocheted cat toys before, but it's like he'll have a little bit of interest and then he'll like lose it. I knit like a catfish toy. Let me just pull up cat toys, because we're gonna figure out some cat toys for EJ, y'all. Yeah, okie dokie. Okay, so got all his cat toys. We're gonna figure out something. So he really likes toys that are like stick and like a long string or piece of ribbon or whatever that you can play. The problem with that is his big old doofus brother Riker really likes to also see what's going on, because if people are playing, that means that he wants to play. So this is the loop stitch that I did. I'm thinking about putting some anti-slip. I think I'm gonna remake it and do like a big old thing with like maybe like a mausoleum or something. Now Jail's like, why are you playing with all my toys? But then, so I just like made some like who cares? And these suckers have been played with so much. Some of them stand up a little bit more than others. these 2 shades of gray. I don't know where the other piece of Velcro is. It wasn't the best construction, but like, your boy tried. So like, super fun. He loves it, and like, and that makes me happy. He doesn't have any problem with trying to eat yarn. Now, some cats do have that. So if you have a cat that tries to eat the yarn, yeah, and I actually cut the loops so it looks like grass. You can keep the loop stitch as a loop, or you can cut it and it looks like grass or hair or whatever you do. So, so this definitely needs a redo, just in making it look a little bit better. Put this down there for you, buddy. Okay. Then here's some other toys. Mentioned the loop stitch to me. They want to learn the stitch. I'm hoping that that may be the stitch of the month next month. I'm just saying. But there are a lot of great videos out there, so you don't have to wait for me to put a video out there that's subpar. So this was a longer stick. It broke, but it's just a piece of fleece. And then we've tied stuff to it over the years. We used to have a friend who had, like, they made a bunch of, he's playing with a little tombstone right now, which the thingy I was talking about to your messenger. Ooh, yeah, that'd be awesome. And then I did a little tassel, and I was gonna make an ornament, and it didn't really work out. The cat, but like, this has catnip in it. JL really likes catnip, but if it's not fresh catnip, he's not interested. So he's a little snooty about that. Like, for example, we have a lot of catnip toys that he's interested, like, for a second. So his brother has it's a pumpkin spice latte. This one is a peekaboo, and so there's a giant one that we have for Riker, and then this one has catnip in it for JL. Little lamb chop. Riker is obsessed with his lamb chop. So we had to get a little lamb chop. Look at that face. For Jelly. Donuts. But they have catnip in them, but they were sitting, they weren't stored in like an airtight container, so the catnip became less potent as it was stored. And then we have a flying squirrel with a little fuzzy tail. Jelly loves this. He loves this thing. But I'm not going to throw it at him right now because he's still having fun with the gravestone, and I don't want to interrupt his playtime. The things that like crunch, JL doesn't really care about, if I'm being honest. So these are both kickers. So this is a Halloween one. Some cats love these. Little lamb chop, poor little lamb chop. Oh my gosh, I did do emergency plastic surgery on lamb chop when we first got him, because Riker was still learning how to play nice with stuffed toys. He's much better now. Like, he'll take care of those stuffies so well. But I had to do some plastic surgery on the face because it went a little hard. But both of these are kickers, and they help, because when cats play with toys, they're going into like, you want these toys too? I will send them to you. Also, because you have cats, we could do a toy exchange with our cat toys and see if our cats like the exchange of toys. But so part of what cats do in the wild is when they catch their prey, they use, this is a little graphic, they use their back feet to break the neck of the creature. Hey, Lydia. They use their back claws to hurt the animal, their prey. So this helps them retain, if you've ever seen a cat use its back legs to kick a toy, that's their natural response to playing. So some cats really like kickers. Both of these are crunchy. I think that's probably the biggest problem, is that like, we've had other, like, they have like I don't have cats, I'm a cat admirer. Fair. So maybe I'll just donate him to like a local cat cafe or something. But although then he'd want them, and I would still buy one of them. But he just doesn't like things that crunch. Some cats really love it, and like the tunnels that crunch and stuff like that. Remember how you made your wrench? Yep. Yeah, I have the pattern on Etsy right now. I wrote it up and everything. And the anime girl who says Neko Neko. Yep. Yeah, I had a friend who her like screen name or like whatever email was like Chibi Chibi Neko, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're so cute. More things. Bells are really popular. When we do a Christmas tree, we also put a small Christmas tree up just for JL so that he will hopefully climb our larger tree less. And it's a really tiny tree that I got from Walgreens. It was on sale for like $9 and like super sale. And I just put a bunch of bells and I like looped them on so they couldn't come off. And he plays with that tree, but he still loves to destroy things. He loves feathers. So sometimes I have like craft feathers and I'll just like throw a feather out. He likes that. So I'm sure we've all seen the little candy corn pattern that is really popular. It was really popular like 2 years ago. I made it using Caron Simply Soft, and it turned out this big, which I wasn't expecting it to be this big. What you got? Oh, he's got his dynamite stick. He loves his dynamite stick. See, I just needed to show interest in his toys, and then he's like, oh, thank you. Crystal, you do so much for me. I do so little for me, or for you, for anybody, really. So I crocheted this candy corn thinking it was going to be like this big because of the pictures and stuff like that. And whoa, was I wrong. But I did fill it with catnip. He doesn't love it. Which is okay. Then we kind of have some like kind of miscellaneous toys. He loves these little fish. We've bought so many of them. Like he loves feathers, and this one I think it has catnip in it, but he just loves eating feathers. This one, feathers, and I don't think I've ever seen him play with this. This one had a bell in it. I don't know what happened to the bell, but he's never pooped out a bell, so. Or like some kind of ball that would like rattle around. So here's another toy that came in it's got a bell in it. A toy that came in just like a kit or just like a grab bag of things. It's got sequins in it. He doesn't really care about that. So my in-laws are not cat people. And it's not that they don't like cats. They've just never had cats and stuff like that. And my father-in-law still has a lot of like nervousness around cats. Because he's afraid that they're gonna like scratch his face, like just like playing. Like he's not afraid that like JL's mean. He's just like, oh my gosh, JL's gonna scratch my face, because like we have scratches on our arms and stuff like that. But one time he was like, I got a toy for JL, and then he came in with one of these little tech decks. Do you all remember that, the little finger skateboards? And he was like, I think JL will like this. so he found this tech deck and he gave it to our little son, and you just push it and he likes it. It's really cute, and it was a really cute gesture. Another toy from my in-laws. This is from my mother-in-law. It is a like a Hot Wheels card that you just push along and he follows it. More crunchy toys that my cat could not care less about. This one's an avocado and the seed falls out, but I can't get this pit back in, so I guess that's, well, barely. I know, the little skateboard's so cute. And then just a normal little, there's so much dust and dog hair and shit. Yeah. This was on top of a pen, and my cat kept trying to eat it. It's a little pom-pom. So eventually he just ripped it off, and now it's his toy. Here's another kicker. This one he actually has used quite a bit. So this is a little graphic, but like the noises this one make are closer to prey. But it doesn't have the crunch. Instead, it kind of has this like cracky noise. You hear what I'm saying? So this is like a Jackson Galaxy toy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And so it was specially designed to work on that skill. As you can see, it's like felted up pretty bad here because my cat has kicked the fuck out of it. I think it has like a little spring. What is that in there? Who knows? But he's actually used this one. You use this. What's that? What's that? My in-laws also got him this, which honestly I could play with. Like my freaking neurodivergent mind is like, Stim. It's super fun, super cute. They're always thinking about him, but he's a little hard to shop for. Most cats are. So my cat is kicking the kicker right now, and he has the top in his mouth. Kick it, kick it. What is that? What you got? Kick it, kick it. Oh yeah, kick it. He's like hugging it and kicking it at the same time. It's so cute. I love cats. Shelly, what's that? Keep your toy. Okay, let's see. What toy should we throw at him next? Okay, flying squirrel's always a win. JL. Uh-huh. There you go. It looks like fun. Does he like that wood one? Which one? Which toy? This one? Barely. Like, he'll entertain if I'm like spinning it around a little bit. He'll like spin it around a little bit, and that's pretty much it. But I have more fun with it than he does. This is a little lion that has like a makes a little mouse sound. So sometimes it's a win. I'm gonna have to clean up all these toys because JL does not clean up his toys. Now, two of his favorite toys, and this is mostly because they are sealed when you get them, so they are fresh when they come out of the package, and he will play with them for so long. So he's got a banana with, honestly, with a little bit of a glory hole mouth. I've never really looked at his mouth, but I got more disturbed the more I looked at it. It's a little banana. They come out more yellow than this. There's just a lot of dog hair on it. And a dynamite stick, which is so freaking cute because you can use it as a kicker. It's stuffed with like, I don't even know. It's like fluffy sand. I don't know. And then it's got catnip in it, and he just freaks the fuck out every single time. They sell those little squeakers on Amazon. Ooh, that's a good idea. I know that when so Riker really loves things that squeak. So when I've done surgery on his plushies, I bought like a bag of like 50 squeakers, and when I do plastic surgery, I just stuff a bunch of squeakers in there and then I sew it back up, so it always gets squeakier and squeakier. What you playing with? What you playing with? Okay. Fire in the hole! I'm listening to Whitney right now. And if you have to ask yourself which Whitney, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. Oh my gosh, he loves that dynamite stick so much. Okay, so these are the cat toys I have for JL. But I'd like to crochet some more because it was really fun to make the. It was really fun to make the. Also, we have this really cute little pail. I think it was like an Easter pail thing that like my mother-in-law got us, but it's just really cute for holding little baby toys. Let me put these back before jail has a little like fit. Oh, also, I had this keychain. Remember when these were really popular, and everyone and their mom had like these keychains? So I had one on. Was it me or was it Mel that had one on our keychain? And Jail would just steal our keys all the time, so we just donated it to the cause of Jail's toys. What's this? What's this? The delayed boom from the TNT. So I do have to be careful with some yarn and certain textures with JL because JL does have pica, and pica is when you eat things that are not squeaky. Squeaky, Riker, where's your squeaky? Where's your squeaky? Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Where's your squeaky? Come here, come here. Where's your squeaky? Where's your squeaky? Let me get that. Let me get that. He doesn't like fetch. He's like, no, I will not give it to you ever. Oh, good boy. He loves squeaky toys. But so JL will eat things that are not edible and like obsessively, like can't help it, like must do it. It's not a form of OCD, but it is a compulsion. And so it can exist in any animal, including humans. Some humans have it. I'm sure you've seen things about humans that ate like soap and things like that. So anything that has like I just have one cat. I would like to have all of the cats, but my wife is like, you need to chill out. Hey, buddy. But yeah. I counted two. No, it's just one cat. This is Riker, who is a dog. Riker is a puppy dog. A big old puppy dog. Got your nose. Got your nose. I do have a bunch of cat statues, though, including Juju, which Juju needs to make an appearance. Juju's always around me when I do makeup, but that's it. So I have Jean-Luc, JL, and Riker is my dog. We named them after Star Trek characters, Star Trek The Next Generation, because we are big nerds. I'm literally wearing a Star Trek shirt. Yeah, but he's big enough to be two cats, honestly. So JL has pica, and so there are a couple textures that really like he can't not eat. So anything that has like a mesh texture, he has a really hard time with not eating it. So okay, so there is if you want the Volare pillow and you want 15% off, you can use that coupon, and that will give you 15% off. So we first found out because he got really sick one day when he was much younger, and we had to take him to an emergency vet. It wasn't getting better. Wait a couple days, still wasn't eating, was throwing up, he was exhausted, he just was so miserable. And of course, the emergency vet, radiographer or whatever, radiologist, was not in town as per usual. So they're like, well, we can wait or we can do an exploratory surgery. And they're like, both have their pros and cons. So we were like, let's just do the exploratory surgery. Because like he was withering away so fast that we just had to do something. We couldn't sit on our hands. So we made that call. And so they found a dryer sheet lodged in his gut somewhere. I kind of forget the details now. And it's not like we fed him a dryer sheet. It was a dryer sheet that had all the chemicals. Most of the chemicals had come off in the dryer, So it was a used dryer sheet, but which probably helped some part of his reaction to it. But it was like blocking his ability to like have normal digestion, which is why he couldn't eat. Yeah, I know, it was so sad. So he had that surgery, and we were like, well, maybe that was like a one-off thing. No, like he tried to eat dryer sheets. So shortly after, we like got rid of dryer sheets out of our house completely, which is like, I don't know. Dryer sheets are really effective. Everything else is way less effective, but our cat being alive is obviously the most important thing. So I don't want to like complain about not having dryer sheets when my cat's alive. So then there's other things like mesh. So when I was doing my wedding dress, I don't know if I've shown off what I did for my wedding dress, but so there was a lot of tulle, and like black tulle, and I could not have that wedding dress out anywhere near him, or he would try to eat the tulle. And then I also added a rainbow underskirt to it out of tulle. And so to do that, I was cutting 90-inch strips of tulle. Like, I measured everything to keep all the strips the same size. And I was doing a lot of this work at my in-laws' house. And so we are, and I'm trying to keep my work away from my cat, because I know my cat will try to eat this tulle. He's tried to eat tulle before. I know my cat enough, but my like a piece of tulle, I think, had gotten stuck to like my pajama pants or my socks, and so I had like tracked it out of the room that I had closed them out of. So uh, luckily, my mother-in-law heard this, so like she heard like coming out of the other room, and she's like, what the hell is that? So she goes into the other room, and remember, I cut 90-inch strips of tulle, and it was from a spool, so they're all the same width, like 6 inches wide. They were literally like 4 inches sticking out of his mouth. And so she was like, oh my gosh. And so she's literally like clown car magician pulling this out of like his esophagus and his stomach. Like, he will kill himself because he obsessively has to eat things with this texture. So I haven't had any problem with yarn, with the exception of one, which is the Stitch Soak Scrub from Lion Brand, which I've talked about quite a bit recently. And even earlier in the stream, I talked about my cat has to eat it. It just has that meshy texture that he's obsessed with. Oh God, no, 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 no. Oh, I hate that movie. No, no, no. I'm hiding that. How can I hide that comment? Sorry, that's like my, I can't hide that comment. Can you delete it? Please? Sorry, I hate that movie so much. Oh God. Sorry, that's like the worst movie of my life. I had nightmares for years about that movie, and it still scares me a lot. Just like say a lot of things, and just make it go away. I think I just need like 4 more comments, and it should go away, from my view, at least. No, it's fine. It's fine. I know you didn't mean it like that, but yeah. So it was pretty not great. Okay. Okay. Yes, you did remove it, and luckily Nightbot did not yell at you, because sometimes Nightbot's real bitchy. I'm like, Nightbot, you need to chill out. Hey, Brandon. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm still working on my pride top, because I've been working a little bit on everything, which means I haven't been working a lot on any one thing. So still working on that, and just talking about cat toys, cat stuff. Crystal is going to be making a cat couch, which is super exciting. Ooh, some fiber. Crystal, you're going to become the fiber plug. You realize that, right? You had one, and now you're taking over, and you're going to be the fiber plug for people. Just want you to know your impact on the community. So I'm going to keep working. It wasn't fiber I blended. It was my other fiber. Cool. But still, you're going to become a fiber plug for people. I just know it. I have a feeling. Honestly, you might just become my fiber plug. Just like my roving plug, because I love roving and I will do anything for it. I got a lot of roving yarn that was on sale at Joann, and I'm thinking it's a 6 weight right now, and I'm thinking about splitting it. But I really like I love the work that you do, Crystal. Like, your blending is incredible, and I'm almost thinking about getting like the board and the brush and the little ring thing that you have, just so I can do that with this yarn, because all I want to do is add sparkles. And I know I could add like a strand, but I don't want that. I want like the sparkles you have. So one of my favorite yarns that I just never, I kind of collected them, and then I never haven't used them. So I have four different, well, I have three different colors. I have two of the gray and black. So this is Barocco. I don't know if it's Stellina. Whatever sparkly sprinkle fairy magic that you put on, I'm super into. So I'm going to see if there's any there. Ooh. So this is among, like, probably the most beautiful yarn I've ever seen. So this is the black and gray. This is a discontinued Barocco yarn. It is a like 5 roving that has like it goes like, it's pretty much like 3 to 6 in its range. So it's got like a really nice range of like thickness to thinness. It has the type of sparkle that you use in your videos, Crystal, where it's not stranded, it's just like sprinkled in. So these are the tan and like brown tones. I made a hat with this. I was gonna send it to Bag a Day and like not finish it so that she could take it apart and make something better with it. But then she refused to give me her address. She's like, stop, because she doesn't like to receive gifts. Which I respect that, but also it was like, I want to see someone make something beautiful because I'm too scared. And so it's really free. I can't capture how beautiful this yarn is. But also, like, there's limited yardage. This one is green. It's got some reds in it, and like rusty reds, purple, and then it has a blue metallic in it. So that's this one. It's like, this is not doing it justice. And then I have two of the black and gray. But these are just so beautiful. I love this yarn so much. It's really nice to work with. It's discontinued. So I'm like, okay, well, can I? And then when I saw the first time I saw you use that sprinkled sparkly stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, this is how they made, like, this is like part of like how they made like this yarn, which is so beautiful. So let me see. So when I got to the sale, oh, motherfucker. Okay, sorry. I'm really well coordinated. Okay, so this was the receipt when I went to the sale. Okay, so this is the KNC And I've had my eye on this yarn for a very long time, but it never really had a good sale. So this is the Cozy. They still have a bunch of colors online and in most stores. So I want to do like I'm thinking like a waiter. Is that what it is? Not a waiter. Duster. A duster. I really want to do a duster, but I don't know how much yarn I'll need. Probably because I'm so fucking huge, I will need a lot of yarn. And this is a 6. And I was like, well, if I split it into a 5, I get twice the yardage. So this is the color Emerald. It's a little, it's just very pretty. And then this is the color Wine. I don't want to put these colors together, even though they're both very beautiful. But I don't really want to look like Christmas because I never really want to look like Christmas, even though I like both of these colors. I almost got mustard, but I didn't. And there were so many options. So if you like this yarn, it's on clearance for 50% off. So it was $6.47. So let me see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I got 10 of the Wine, and it's 87 yards each. So it's like if I split it and then I put the sparkle into it, but even if I split it and don't put the sparkle into it, it'll still be 4 yards, but it would be prettier with the sparkle. But the only way I can think this, I've been actually thinking about reaching out to you, Crystal, and being like, how do I do this without getting all this new equipment? And I was like, well, maybe I could ask Crystal if I could send it to her. And I was like, but then it's so much yarn that like sending it would be so expensive. Anyways, these are all things that I shut down in my head, so I didn't ask you. So I'm not asking you right now. I'm putting you on the spot, just so you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 of the emerald color. So I'll probably try to do a duster in the wine color. But it's just real pretty. And you can do some damage with 10 of them. I know I bought out this color and this color. And there were so many freaking colors. But this was always like 87 yards. And it was like $6.47. So that's, so it was $12.99 each. Like, and it was never on sale. Or even if it was on sale, it was like Lion Brand sale of like max 25% off. And I was like, perhaps you can get sparkle thread and weight one and hold it together. So I know, I just don't love the way that looks as much. I'd rather have sparkle in it, like the Brio. Like otherwise, because I like sometimes having the yarn pulled together gives like a good look, but it gives its own distinct look, right? But with the sparkly sprinkles, okay. But using the sparkly sprinkles, then it'll kind of be more like organic in its sparkliness. I don't know. I don't know if any of what I'm saying makes any sense. Okay, I'm gonna put this up real quick before I trip over this as well. Okay, I have to use it then. Okay. I wonder if there are any yarn shops that would like let me use their equipment. Is that a thing? Like if I'm like, I just need it for this one project. Do you have equipment that I could just try it? That's a lot of yardage to try something and not buy anything. I don't know. I've never actually. It's been a long time since I've been into like a higher end. It's supposed to say at $12.99 you must use. Oh, okay. Okay. That was supposed to say if you, yeah, exactly. You've got to use it, right? If you spend that much money on 87 yards, and then it's like, well, I never really know yardage for things, so it's really challenging. And then the 6-weight, like my ideal yarn is a 5-weight roving that is sparkly. Sparkly, I can go with or without, but like 5-weight roving is just like my perfect like sweet spot. Like the like Eco Cozy from Loops and Threads. Now I've talked about this before, so I won't get you would need brushed out and sparkle, then respun probably. Yeah, that's what I was assuming, but I was hoping that I was wrong. Spinning wheels that one can rent. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty cool. So I'd have to brush it out, add the sparkle, and spin it. And I have no idea how to control the weight. That seems real scary to try. But you know, the spirit of exploration is fun. So Eco Cozy, when it first came out, it was a limited edition Loops and Threads yarn. You know, Loops and Threads loves to do their limited edition, just like Lion Brand. And hold the sparkles in your hand as you crochet with it, kind of like accidentally. Ooh, that is pretty genius. Or, I don't know, you tell me if this would work. What if I pulled out like a couple yards at a time and I tried to kind of like felt around, like I added a little sparkle and then I just like felted it a little bit? Do you think that that could work? But yeah, you're totally right, because yeah, hair goes into crochet and shit all the time. Interesting. Oh my gosh, you are all so smart. This is why, see, Crystal, this is why I said you're good at everything, because you know all the things. Brandon also knows a lot, so I don't want to discredit that. Um, cool, because I could just like needle felt some stuff in there. It's so that the Eco Cozy, I think it's like a 50-50 or a 60-40 wool acrylic mix. So both of them will felt, which is nice. This might be a stupid question. Probably is. So, okay. So you do all this stuff with, well, I guess if I felt something that's already twisted, I don't have to worry about twisting it or spinning it. So how is roving yarn spun? Like, because like it, like most of it, the roving yarn will have a twist in it. It's just not a tight twist, and depending on the spot, it's kind of like the spinning is inconsistent, so you get that thick thinness. But it's spun, right? With the felting, so you don't overfelt the roving. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could definitely see myself overdoing, something that I shouldn't overdo. I mean, that sounds like me. If there's an opportunity to do something wrong, I'm going to find it. So I'm going, great video for you to experiment with. Yes, I love failing on camera. That was sarcastic and also true, because failing is part of learning, right? Also, so I'm gonna head out shortly. I have to feed the babies. But I am going to start leatherworking. I'm not sure I'm going to have it as a casual hobby, if it's going to be something that I want to be more serious about. But I'm going to start by making a collar, and just kind of see how that goes. So I'm going to be trying to film that and show you what I'm doing there, because I don't know, it's something that I've been looking into for several months, and it's not, usually I get into crafts like very impulsively, but as impulsively as I get into them, I come out of them. Like, diamond art and shit like that. So this is something I've looked in for months. So it's like, I've fallen in love with watching people do the process, that there's just so much like love and care that goes into something that, like, yes, you could like, for example, like you could go to Walmart and buy a genuine leather wallet, right? This is just an example. But like to buy like when I was last in Charleston, South Carolina, there was a like street market, and there was someone who sold handmade leather goods, and I bought a handmade leather wallet, and it's just like it something about the leather like just evokes like love and like passion and um like I don't know, like it's just it's so much like love that goes into the craft that you can really feel it. That's what I want. So Brandon, my ultimate goal is to make gender affirming kinkwear. And I'm making my own collar. I'm also making a dog collar because when I went with my dad to go to a leather shop, I was like, yes, the collar is for my dog. But I'm making a regular collar for my dog, and then I'm going to try to make a martingale collar for myself. Um, and we're both going to be like, I'm going to be dyeing leather. For his, I'm going to be stamping his name into it because my dad said it was a good idea and then bought me a pack of stamps that cost $30. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. I was like, I'm not wearing it. Who cares? But mine might say good boy. I don't, who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? That's weird. But yes, but I really want to, my goal is to make gender affirming wear for people. Starting with people with my body type because I would be making it for myself. Sizing is always like, ugh, really intimidating. But yeah, so my dream is to somehow make a bulldog harness that's also a binder. And I don't know how that would work. Has a local library has a maker space so you can practice and use their supplies. That's really cool. Um, I bought a lot of the beginning stuff, but I don't have a lot of the stuff for leather carving and stuff like that. So that would be cool. Also, the place that I went, I went to Tandy Leather. They were just amazing. The best customer service I think I've ever had in my life. Um, really incredible. I was like, how do I dye yarn or dye yarn? How do I dye leather? I've heard that it's hard to get consistent and stuff like that, and they're like, no, it's really easy. Step into the classroom, and they just have like a classroom space, and they're like, and I'll show you how to dye it. And they showed me really quick on a scrap piece of leather how to dye. So it was like literally so like they were just amazing. And they have kits. Yeah, they have kits. If you want to look, Tandy Leather does have a July 4th and 5th sale on their kits, on their hardware right now, and a lot of their leather. So if you want a kit, and there are some bags, like if you are into like fancy looking like crossbodies or purses or whatever, they legitimately have some insane like I would think that these are designer purses bags. Um, yeah, the libraries closest to me, I like barely have books in them. So, uh, but there's probably one that has some kind of maker space or something like that that I could check out. So I'll look into that, Brandon. That's great. And then I'm sure Amazon has kits as well. But yeah, um, but this leather store, Tandy, and I don't know if all Tandy leathers are like this. It's an international. Well, I know that the website has a U.S. website, a Canada website, and a Europe website. So at least they're available in a lot of places, and I don't know if physical locations. Ooh, carved stamps. That looks so cool. Um, I I might I might have more crafts exactly. That's so cool, Brandon. Well, let me let you go because I think my cat's about to start eating me. like, and while I usually don't turn down the offer when someone offers to eat me, I am gonna turn down this one because I would like to live. Anyways, so yeah, if you start carving stamps, And if I get like a logo, if I start selling things or whatever, I will reach out. But yeah, Tandy Leather will like let you use a lot of their tools and stuff, and they were very educational. They were so gentle with me when I came, and I was like, I know kind of jack shit. But I had a list of things, and they're like, this you probably don't need, this you might need instead. But they weren't trying to sell me on like the most expensive of like every single thing. It was just really good customer service, and I really appreciated it. But I'm gonna let you all go, and I'm gonna feed my cat and my dog because I don't want to die like this. Okay, I'll talk to you later.